Hey everyone, this is Luke again, and welcome back to yet another Ninjago video onto the channel today. So, I think it's about time we finally have this discussion. 11-minute episodes versus 22-minute episodes. Which do I think are considered better overall? Especially considering after the events of Crystallize, some people may think, well, maybe the 11-minute episodes haven't worked out so well. So, I'm going to be talking about the strengths of both 11-minute and 22-minute episodes, plus their downsides, and which do I overall think is better. And if I think it's neither, then what else could there be? So, let's talk about the positives for the 11-minute episodes. 11-minute episodes to me are really good as backstory episodes. My case in point being The Last of the Formlings, Ikita's backstory, and the tale of Benthomar's backstory. They are really good with exploring backstory and doesn't drag on for an eternity, and it keeps it short and simple, but also keeping the viewer engaged to the story at the same time. Because backstories, I feel with 22-minute episodes can be a little too elaborate. They elaborate on far too often, and sometimes they end up becoming boring as a result. So, and I also think a good 11-minute episodes also have great action. I mean, just look at any of the Wild Brain episodes. Like there's Son of Lily, Turn of the Tide, like any of the final episodes of Master of the Mountain, Seabound, and even Brave but Foolish are really good examples of 11 minutes when it comes to action. They are so good when it comes to that. Because it's like it doesn't drag on like I mentioned before, and it also keeps the viewer how do I put this? Entertained, and it keeps them paying attention to what's going on instead of having it drag on and on, being like, how much longer does this pan out? Now, let's go on to 22. 22-minute episodes, I think, are better when it comes to story. Story-based episodes, like my biggest example, my favorite episode of all time, TikTok. I do not think it would have worked in 11 minutes. I think the reason why it works so well is because of its length. It took time to establish what's going on and then have the story bloom as a result. And I feel like with 11 minutes, especially within Crystallize, they have to essentially force a lot of things story, and this could end up becoming half-baked stories and feel very rushed. So I feel like with story-based episodes, 22 minutes are your specialty, because they do way better when it comes to this. I also think 22-minute episodes are better overall when it comes to I think, again, that's the more story-based episodes, sorry. But I think that's like the main positive takeaway from 22-minute episodes. But the thing is, story takes up a huge part of Ninjago. Another positive about 11 is that they can give us extra time for certain characters. Now, whether you like certain characters or not, that's practically irrelevant. It just gives them more time to be focused on, which I think is pretty cool. It's a little bit of a nice little distraction. I don't want to say distraction, but a nice little breather from the high octane action and story that Ninjago has. But only if it's done properly, which I think Wild Brain hasn't done the best. So now let's go over the cons. So my biggest criticism with 11-minute episodes is, as I mentioned before, rushed storytelling. The storytelling, especially with Crystallize being the biggest culprit, feels very rushed, very half-baked, and just doesn't feel very thought out of. And I think a big reason for that is because of the time length that they have to do. If they had double the time length, they could establish more, they would have much more of a breather, and therefore it wouldn't feel as half-baked and rushed. Now, with 22 minutes, my overall biggest con is that they're just kind of long. They're just long. Especially when it comes to battles. Like, I could see why people may not like the Season 2 battle, because it drags on throughout, like, the last third of the episode. Like, it just feels like it goes on and on and on. It's just like, when will it end? And that's a big criticism of the 22-minute episodes, is that they just drag on and on and on forever. Or at least they feel that way. Which I mean, to be fair, with certain episodes, especially with certain boring episodes that I just really don't care about, at least with boring 11-minute episodes, it's more of it's only what I call a matter of time before it ends. Whereas with 22, it's like, ugh, how much longer, basically. So 11-minute episodes are easier to sit through, but they don't contain as well they're not as good with storytelling. Whereas 22-minute episodes are better with storytelling, but it just drags. So overall, what do I think? But So, what do I think about this? Well, as much as I like action, don't get me wrong, action I think is definitely important. However, I am a story guy, and I believe storytelling is your top priority when it comes to writing a good Ninjago. So, in my opinion, 22-minute episodes just overall better, just because they are overall written better most of the time, because they have more time to develop the story um and to just overall let everything happen instead of just going boom 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 like 11 minutes does. 11-minute episodes are so insanely fast paced that I think it ends up becoming its greatest strength and its biggest weakness. Because don't get me wrong, fast paced episodes are absolutely needed, but having them all the time is definitely not needed, especially when it comes to storytelling. And I feel like Ninjago storytelling, especially after Crystallize, has taken a big hit. And I think overall with 22-minute episodes would definitely help. However, I think there's a better solution overall. And that is, why not just take aspects of both of these formats and just make a little bit of a hybrid model by either having like a little bit of a medium where it be like 17-minute episodes or 16 or 17-minute episodes, or just have using certain episode lengths depending on what the episodes need to achieve. Like, if all that's needed is just to carry the ninja from one location to another, that's definitely 11 minutes. But if you're just talking about certain plot stuff, like plot twists or deeper revelations, then 22 minutes is your call. But overall, I'm not in control of it. I don't work on the show, so I have no say in this. But that's overall just my opinion on the whole 11 minutes versus 22 minutes episodes debate. But overall, what do you guys think? What episodes do you think are better? 11-minute episodes or 22-minute episodes? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel by clicking the red subscribe button, and click on the notification bell to see every video that I will upload. And I'll see all you folks in the next video. Bye bye!